my YouTube friends, I'm Leanne and welcome to the Vibe Tribe. So today we're going to be making a little creation of mine. I call them Superballs, but you can call them whatever you want. They are pretty much coconut with cannabis infused oil and almonds and then coated with chocolate. They're really good. My testers tell me they taste like either Bounty bars or macaroons. I'm not really sure what a macaroon is, but whatever, that's what I've been told. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get some shredded coconut. I like the unsweetened for this. I find the sweetened's a little bit too much. If you like super sweet food, of course, you can do it that way, but I like the unsweetened. So we're going to take 2 cups of the coconut and you're just going to pour it on a little tray. You can either use your oven or your toaster oven here, which I'm going to be using. So you're just going to spread it out like this. Okay, and then we are going to put this either in our oven or toaster oven for 7 minutes just to warm up the coconut oil. We're trying to dry it out as much as possible, so then when we mix it with the oil and the vanilla and maple syrup, it will absorb better. So that's the reason behind this. So we're just going to put this in our toaster oven for 7 minutes or your conventional oven. And it's going to be at 250 degrees. And if you have a little timer, it helps a little bit. Just put that around there. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave it for this amount of time, and then we're going to stir it and put it on again for about another 5 minutes. And then, you know, it's okay if it turns a little bit brown. That's not going to hurt it. We just don't want it to burn, of course. So yeah, I guess we'll just wait till this is done. So we have 6 minutes and 38 seconds. The waiting begins. Okay guys, so our 7 minutes is up. So we are going to go in here, pull it out a little bit. It's not that hot, it's only at 250 degrees, and just kind of move it around. You can see it's turning a little bit brown there, which that's fine. You just don't want to burn it, right? It's okay if it gets a little bit of color there. Just move that around, and then we're going to put it back in here for another, we'll do 5 minutes. You just pretty much have to warm it up pretty good. Oh, that's on for 5 seconds. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. There. Okay, so we'll leave that for another 5 minutes. You can stir it, you know, in between if you'd like. It's really up to you. Okay, so let's go over what you're going to need to use for this recipe. So we're going to need a blender. You can use a handheld blender or one like this. You're going to need white chocolate chips, some vanilla, some dark chocolate, milk chocolate, whatever kind of other chocolate chips you'd like, maple syrup, almonds, and then our cannabis oil. This is coconut infused cannabis oil, which I will put a link on the end. You're going to need a teaspoon, tablespoon, measuring cup, and then 3 bowls. So the reason I have the bowls here is this is going to be where I'm actually mixing my Superballs in. And this is going to be where I'm melting the chocolate and white chocolate. And then these are just to put them on so they don't stick onto it, because coconut oil does, when you cool it down, it gets really hard and it kind of really sticks onto things. So the parchment paper really helps. Okay, so that's everything you're going to need to be using. So we have, you know, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, and then we can get started on this recipe. I'm pretty excited. So the reason why I call these things Superballs, I don't know, it's a made-up name, not just because it sounds funny, because it totally sounds funny, but because, you know, coconut oil is considered a superfood. Marijuana is amazing, you know, it has so many benefits. Almonds are considered a superfood. So we have all these like wonderful blends of healthy things that we're going to be putting in this ball. So what a perfect name to call it other than Superballs, right? So that's why I got the name from that. You can call it whatever you want. If you guys have any great ideas of new names, just put them in the comments and maybe I'll pick one of yours and call it a different name. But so far I think Superballs is winning it. So okay, we've got 2 minutes left. It's getting there. Get my blender ready here. So the white chocolate I'm actually going to be using to just drizzle over the chocolate balls so they look kind of fancy, because I'm using this as a gift for somebody. So I'll show you my little gift pack at the end of the video. So then you guys can have an idea for, you know, a loved one's gift. Because me personally, I would rather get a box of marijuana infused edibles than flowers or diamonds or anything like that, I can use the cannabis infused items. Diamonds and stuff, you can't really use that for anything. Can I garden with it? No, I can't, you know? So I'd rather this, but I'll show you what I'm doing. You know, maybe you guys will get an idea for, you know, somebody you want to do it for. So. Okay guys, time's up. We are ready. See, it came out a little bit brown, which that is totally fine, my friends. This is great right here. So that's what it's gonna look like. If it's a little bit lighter, that's fine. Like I said, all we're trying to do is get all the dampness and moisture out of the coconut. So the next step is we are going to, let me see how hot this is. Oh, it's a little bit hotter than I thought it was gonna be actually. We are going to pour this into our blender. Just like this. See if I can make it without spilling any. Uh-oh. If this was marijuana infused already, I would be very, very careful, but it's not, so if we spill a little bit, it's okay. All right, just like that, my friends. Okay, and then we are going to put this on and just pulse it. We're just trying to kind of grind it up into like a powdery sort of. Okay, in between cycles, we're going to open it up and just move it around because it doesn't really get a lot of, you know, you have to move it around or it's not going to get it all right. Okay, and then the next step, we are going to put some almonds in here. So we are going to put a 1/4 cup of almonds. Not that much is good. Boop. Just pour them right in there. Now you might get some chunks of the almonds. You can always just pick those out or leave them in, whatever. Woo! Flying almonds. And you can put whatever kind of nuts you want in here. It doesn't have to be almonds. It could be, you know, peanuts or cashews, whatever you want. You can put any kind of nuts in here. Except your boyfriend's, of course. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so we are going to take our medium-sized bowl and we are just going to dump this right in there. You might need, no, we don't need our spatula. It all came out. Maybe a little bit of spatula. There we go. Just like that. Okay, and then we are going to take our teaspoon and we are going to put 2 teaspoons of vanilla in here. Okay. And then 5 tablespoons of the marijuana infused coconut oil. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but that last scoop was bigger than the other ones. I did that on purpose. Bounty of Mother Nature. Look how beautiful that looks. And then, my friends, oops, 5 tablespoons of maple syrup. I get organic maple syrup because I like things that way. But you can use whatever maple syrup. It doesn't have to be organic. I like Costco. I go to Costco a lot, so. Okay, and then we are just going to, here's my little fork. Oh, no forks, there we go. Just mash this all around in there, just like that. Coconut oil does melt really fast, so see we got a little piece of almond in there, but I'm actually going to use it because I love chunked almonds in my chocolates. Just like that, it's really that easy. You know, you don't even have to bake these. The only baking that has to happen is when you're warming up the coconut oil, so it's very easy. It doesn't take long at all to make this. Okay, once you feel like everything is blended enough, we're actually going to throw this in the fridge for 12 minutes because I feel like it's a lot easier to roll them into balls if it's cold, because like I said, the coconut oil melts really fast. Okay, so put this in for 12 minutes and I'll meet you guys back here. Okay, so this has been in the fridge for 12 minutes. You can see it's kind of turned more, you know, not so liquidy, which is great. It makes it easier to roll it. So I'm going to take off my rings and we are going to, I've already washed my hands. So you just grab a little bit like that, put it in your hand and just roll it into a ball. And what I'm going to do with these almonds is I'm going to stick that right in the middle there. See? And you just got to play with these balls a little bit just to get them into the right shape. See how perfect that ball is? And you're just going to do this with all of them. And another great thing is if you're using peanuts or whatever you're using, you can just do the same thing I'm doing. But another little thing I like to do is sometimes I will put blueberries or raspberries in the middle, which are really good. I personally like the almonds the best, but one of my testers prefer the blueberries. So it really just depends on what you like. And your hands are going to get full of coconut oil. That is totally going to happen. But it's good for you, so whatever. So you can really make these whatever size you want. They don't have to be the size that I'm doing them. You can make them smaller or bigger. If you're a little bit nervous and you don't really know your tolerance level yet, I'd probably go with making them a little bit smaller than this, or you could just eat half. That always works too. And if you're having trouble working with it, you're just finding that, you know, it's a little bit too wet because of the coconut oil, you can just put it back in the fridge for a little bit longer. But I've made these balls a couple times, so I'm pretty used to making balls. And just like that, your hands have just made a whole bunch of balls, so that's great. So now what we're going to do is we are going to put these in the fridge once again for 45 minutes so they can get hard enough that we can actually put the chocolate on them without them falling apart. So we will be back in 45 minutes, my friends. Okay guys, so it's been 45 minutes. I've left these in the fridge. You can tell that they are nice and hard now. So now we are ready to put the chocolate on them. So I took 2 cups of these chocolate chips and I wanted to heat them up a little bit so then I can show you guys quickly and you guys don't have to wait, you know, for them to melt. 2 cups of this, put it in a bowl, stainless steel bowl that is, you know, microwave safe or oven safe, please. You do not want it to melt in there. So I have mine in the toaster oven at 250 degrees. You don't need to leave it very long, probably about, well, maybe 5 minutes. And you'll be able to know when it's melted just by using your eyes. So you see this here? This has only been about 5 minutes. And this is the consistency that you want it. You don't want it to be like too melted because then it doesn't attach right with the chocolate balls. So this is perfect. Okay, so that was about 5 minutes at 250 degrees. So the next step, we are going to take our balls, we're going to drop those bad boys in there, and we are just going to cover them with the chocolate. Just like that. Ooh, yummy, yummy. You're kind of going to just like flop them around. If anybody has a better idea of how to get the chocolate on there, I'd like to hear it. But usually I just use 2 forks or, you know, a spoon like this, and I just kind of get it around. I actually find the forks probably work better than this thing. So just like this. You can just dab the places if the chocolate's not attaching. You just, whoop. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to put those on our sheets to dry. Grab the next one, drop it in there, and just do this to all of them until they are all coated. I find the forks are definitely easier than using that spoon. So you don't want to throw all of these in at the same time, because I know probably some of you are thinking why I'm not doing that. Because like I said, the coconut oil melts very easily. So from the heat, from the chocolate heating up will melt the coconut. So just do them one at a time. And that strange noise is my dog. You cannot eat this, Bitsy. She's saying hello. Okay, so these I am happy with. So now they have to go back in the fridge. There's a lot of fridge process and waiting, but it is definitely worth it. So we are going to put these back in the fridge so the chocolate can harden and dry up. See how wonderful those look? So we're going to put them back in the fridge for roughly about half an hour. We'll be good. So I guess we'll be back in half an hour.
Yeah.
All right, we are back. Our yummy, delicious chocolates are nice and hardened. Come check them out. See, they are nice and hard. And all you do is just you break off around them because, you know, I guess it really matters if you want to, but these ones are pretty good once you tear them off. So you just kind of clean them up a little bit so they look a little bit more fancy. And then as you're doing this, you're gonna take half a cup of your white chocolate chips, and you are going to do exactly the same thing, heating them up in your toaster oven at 250 degrees for roughly about 5 minutes until they're nice and melted. And I'll show you why we're doing that. But first, let's do this. So we are just going to clean up our chocolates and put them on here. See, I really don't have to break off that much at all. And these are pretty big, but like I said, I like to know that I'm high, so I like to make my stuff, you know, really strong and really big. But just make them smaller if you're not sure, or just eat half. It's no big deal. You're going to want to space them out a little bit for the next process. There we go. Oh, that one's got a little crazy on the end there. Alrighty, so we're going to take our fork and I'm just going to check on my chocolate here, or my white chocolate. Oh, that's perfect. So we're going to take that out. And what we're going to do is just literally check that out. Beautiful. Just makes them look a little bit more fancy, right? And you're just going to do this on all of them. And it doesn't need to look perfect because, believe it or not, these look amazing when they're done. So don't be too picky about how you're putting on the white chocolate. Just throw that stuff on there. I'm sticking to everything. And now for the really exciting part that really makes it look yummy is you're gonna sprinkle some of the crushed almonds on here. So all you do is put some almonds in a little baggie and you just hit it with a fork a spoon or a knife. I mean, you can use a fork if you want, I guess, but, and then just crush it all up like that. And look how fancy that looks and beautiful. And that is it. And then once again, you do need to put it back in the fridge to let this harden. Probably maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes should be good. And then your present for your loved one or whoever, your friend, whoever you want to give it to is all ready. And I've already gotten my Valentine's Day gift. I'd like to show it to you guys. So my husband gave me this. Ta-da! I did bake the chocolates, but he did everything else. So that's really pretty, isn't it? So that's my Valentine's Day gift. And you can do this. It's very simple to do this. Just follow step by step. If you have any questions, comments, if you have any ideas for me, I'd love to hear them from you guys. And I'd like to remind you, you are never too high to subscribe to the Vibe Tribe. So my friends, subscribe, come watch some videos with us and learn some new tricks with marijuana. I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you have fun. So remember, comment, like, subscribe to the Vibe Tribe. Peace, my friends.